Most people think building a body like Superman needs a Hollywood budget or a private coach at a luxury gym. But what makes Henry Cavill's transformation different is how real it feels. No secrets, no superpowers, just a man who decided to show up every day until the results matched the effort. This video isn't about celebrity privilege. It's about the process, the structure, mindset, and habits that turned a regular guy into the world's symbol of strength. Because behind every superhero body, there's a system anyone can follow if they're willing to stay consistent. Today, we're diving into that system and translating it into something you can actually apply. Not to become Superman, but to discover the stronger version of yourself that's already there. Born on May 5th, 1983 in Jersey, Henry Cavill grew up far from the Hollywood spotlight, a shy, heavy kid who often got picked on for his weight. But even then, he had a spark for transformation. Sports gave him confidence, and school plays gave him purpose. Years later, that mix of athletic discipline and creative drive would define his entire career. Before Man of Steel, he'd already carved a name through roles that demanded control, not chaos. From the regal poise of the Tudors to the lean warrior build in Immortals. But Superman was different. It wasn't just another role, it was a statement that a man who once struggled with self-image could now represent the strongest being alive. Underneath the suit, Cavill's approach was pure discipline. He wasn't chasing attention or fame, he was chasing capacity. The ability to move with strength, to hold posture that looked powerful yet effortless, and to build a body that matched the mythology without losing its humanity. What made him stand out wasn't genetics. It was his consistency, his willingness to wake up, train, eat, recover, and repeat with military precision. Off-screen, he kept the same calm energy, humble, measured, methodical, the kind of person who doesn't talk about hard work. He just does it. That's what gave his Superman more than muscle. It gave him presence. Henry Cavill's Superman training wasn't designed to make him look like a comic book hero. It was meant to make him move like one. Every session had a purpose, built around strength, endurance, and balance. His coach, Mark Twight, pushed him through a system that prioritized performance first, because looking strong means nothing if you can't be strong. Cavill trained up to 2.5 hours a day, 5 days a week, and every rep worked toward a single goal: believable power. The week began heavy. Monday focused on upper body strength. Compound lifts like incline and flat dumbbell presses, weighted pull-ups, and heavy rows. It built the foundation of his chest and back, the structure that carried the cape. Tuesday shifted to legs, deadlifts, front squats, lunges, and calf raises, developing the lower body strength that grounded his movements. Wednesday was recovery, stretching, foam rolling, and light mobility to reset the system without losing momentum. By Thursday, training shifted to hypertrophy, combining strength and volume for size. Dumbbell presses, cable crossovers, and chin-ups filled the day, each one pushing blood and fatigue into the muscle without sacrificing form. Friday targeted shoulders and arms, the finer details that shaped his heroic silhouette. Seated presses, lateral raises, curls, and triceps extensions gave definition without losing function. Weekends were for recovery and reflection, walking, stretching, and letting the body absorb the work. The signature finisher of his Superman plan was brutal but effective. A front squat for 7 reps, followed immediately by a back squat for 13. It was a test of both endurance and will, the kind of set that burns the lungs and humbles the ego. Cavill didn't train to impress anyone in the gym. He trained to earn the right to stand as Superman. His workouts built strength that looked natural, movement that looked effortless, and a body that wasn't manufactured by CGI, but carved by consistency. Henry Cavill didn't rely on expensive meal plans or private chefs to build his Superman body. He relied on structure. Every day was mapped like a training circuit for his metabolism. Monday began the same way his workouts did, with control. Mornings opened with eggs, oats, and a small spoon of peanut butter, the kind of breakfast that anyone could make but few could stick to. He ate for energy, not excitement. By midday, chicken, rice, and greens refueled his system for those long, heavy sessions, while his post-workout shake, whey protein with coconut milk, rebuilt the muscle he had just torn down. Evenings finished slow with steak or fish, potatoes and vegetables, then cottage cheese before bed to keep recovery alive through the night. Nothing fancy, just fuel, rhythm, and patience. Tuesday pushed his lower body harder so his food worked the same way. Denser carbs, more calories, but still clean. Brown rice replaced white, and sweet potatoes joined his lunch plate. Every meal had timing: protein first, carbs second, fats last. No fried food, no sauces, no alcohol. His diet was stripped of comfort, built only for performance. Wednesday acted like a breath. Recovery day didn't mean rest from eating when it meant recalibration. He lowered carbs, kept protein high, and focused on hydration. Liters of water, electrolytes, sometimes rosemary infused for focus. It wasn't about cutting weight, it was about keeping his system precise, just like his lifts. Thursday reignited the intensity. Training volume spiked, so did the calories. His plate looked the same as always. Chicken, rice, oats, yogurt, but the portions grew. Cavill's meals repeated like a mantra because repetition built reliability. He didn't experiment, he executed. By Friday, he was running on momentum. Shoulders and arms needed endurance, so he added a little more carbohydrate before training and finished the night with slow proteins again. Yogurt and almonds, the quiet close of another long day. Saturday and Sunday were reset days, but never excuses. Calories dropped closer to maintenance. Meals stayed whole and simple. Eggs, fish, rice, vegetables. His reward wasn't a cheat day, it was the satisfaction of staying consistent. Week after week, that structure never broke. Cavill avoided everything that blurred progress. Sugar, alcohol, processed foods, empty snacks. He treated every meal like training. Measured, mindful, and repeatable. That's why his transformation felt real, because nothing about it was out of reach. It wasn't the money or the fame that built Superman. It was a man with a plan, eating clean, training hard, and proving that discipline is still the most powerful performance enhancer on Earth. Training and diet are not everything. A balanced routine makes a man unshakable. That was Henry Cavill's secret while building his Superman body. The workouts gave him muscle, the food gave him fuel, but it was his daily rhythm that held everything together. Every morning started with intention. Wake, hydrate, and move. No phone scrolling, no chaos, just quiet focus before stepping into hours of hard training. He didn't chase exhaustion, he chased precision. Each rep in the gym was followed by recovery, each meal timed like a gear in a well-built machine. His days ran like clockwork. Early morning workouts built strength, middays were for refueling and short recovery naps, and evenings were about mobility, stretching, and rebuilding. Even sleep was non-negotiable. 8 solid hours, same time every night. Cavill avoided alcohol, late nights, and anything that dulled his momentum. His life during that phase wasn't glamorous, it was measured. Every hour had purpose, and every small action moved him closer to the version of himself the world would see on screen. That's what truly made his Superman believable. Not just muscle or diet, but a routine so consistent that discipline became his superpower. At the end of it all, Henry Cavill's Superman transformation wasn't about perfection. It was about persistence. He didn't chase shortcuts, and he didn't rely on movie magic. What made his body iconic wasn't the weight he lifted or the calories he ate. It was his ability to show up every single day with purpose. That's what truly separates fantasy from reality. You don't need a film contract, a personal trainer, or a Hollywood budget to build your own version of strength. You just need structure, patience, and the will to keep going when motivation fades. Cavill built Superman from